This is how much I made in my first role at Amazon India operations. But wait, let's break it down. 9 years ago, if you told me I'd be going from making 9 lakh in India to X crore in the US as a senior scientist without any masters, without any education loan, I would have said bullshit. That's not possible. In this video, I'm gonna break down my year-by-year salary breakdown and what decisions I took to go from non-tech to tech. How did I come to US from India? And this is not a straight path for me. So this video is for people who are in their 20s and 30s and feel stuck with their career. They have very high potential. They are ready to put in the hours, but they don't feel like they have direction. This video will help you take the decisions that I took personally and help you out. And of course, with everything else that we talk about on this channel, we'll be going into the mindset and the environment that you control to help you achieve this success. Before we go into the salary breakdown, I just wanted to get started by saying that I grew up in Delhi with a middle income family home. I tried, my dream was NDA, and I got NDA rank 3, and that's another video. But this is right after college. I got into Delhi College of Engineering. Right around the end of the college, because of all the stuff that I've done, including NDA, I got selected into Amazon as an operations manager. And this was 2016, and my first offer was 9 lakhs per annum. Now, Amazon's pretty interesting because they give you stocks and they give you a base, which is your salary. I consider all of that as not my money, so I won't consider that as my package. I would just tell you what I earned in that year. So let's get started. So 2016, 9 lakhs per annum, super excited. I'm out of college. Before this, I had no idea what I'm going to be doing in life. If anybody would hire me, I was ready to do any job, man. So this was really a bonus. I was very excited. I moved to Bangalore. But the first year and the first months were really tough on me because I realized this was a core operations role, and all my friends who were doing in software engineering, they were earning much more, and I always felt like a little left behind in terms of compensation, and the work I had to do was in delivery stations. So in my first role, I was made to manage 300 plus people, and these were all people from Bangalore, Karnatakas, and I did not even speak their language, so I did not speak Kannada because I'm from Delhi. So it was a bit of a mismatch for me, but it led to immense growth in dealing with people, understanding how to lead when you're the person who knows the least, and that's okay. So by the end of the year, I realized that this is not really for me. I would like to do something more technical, just seeing my friends around, and I just started spending a lot more time understanding business analysis and doing Excels after work, creating Excels, data analysis through whatever courses were online on Coursera or EDX, and that's what I would do most of the time when I was not working. So this something I wanted to highlight as a skill was understanding where your strengths are and understanding where your weaknesses are, and be very, very clear with those. So around about the time I completed my first year, I just aggressively started applying anywhere outside of India, inside of India. This is me, like a completely junior newbie into Amazon, trying to get into something more techie, something more analytical. This is something that I would say is across my job career, and this is applicable for everybody. It is a matter of luck. You have to just try it really hard. You work on your skills, you work on your hard skills and soft skills, but it is a matter of number of applications and number of iterations you can do in applying for job interviews. I applied so many places. I know I got rejected in London, I got rejected in US, but there was one interview that I cleared in Prague, and that was an analyst role. I said perfect. The skill that I want to highlight here is I was in a way actively seeking discomfort. Actively seeking discomfort just means that you understand where the growth lies, and most often there is discomfort in growth. So what I was okay with the discomfort was to move to another country, move to Czech Republic. I've never even stepped outside of India. Again, I was from a middle class home. I was excited, but I was also nervous. I did not know that what kind of money they have, what languages they speak, what is the culture, how will the work at Amazon look like there. So the skill that I definitely want to highlight here is actively seeking discomfort. So now comes Prague. This is 2017. I was making about 16 lakhs per annum in Czech Republic, and this was beautiful. The life there was amazing. We as a team would go out for beers and drinks almost every day after work. It was amazing. The life in Prague, highly recommend. I'm not earning too much. It's just India and Prague are not very different in terms of pay scale. It's significantly different in terms of the money that you spend in living there, but that's okay. I was looking for the adventure. I wanted to travel. I wanted to experience this. So this was my opportunity. Now this is 2018. I made 23 lakhs per annum in Prague as an analyst. I was working for a supply chain team, and it was pretty damn awesome to work in a corporate, to work in a nice building, have coffees, air conditioners, have markets around you, finish your work at 5, hang out with the best of people who who work with you, and this was just amazing. 2018 is somewhere also I found my partner in Prague, and this is again that I want to highlight that seeking discomfort. You don't know. I just went for my job. I was no way looking to get married or have a partner. Now that's another story of the growth and what effort that lies in relationships. But I just want to highlight that once you start unlocking levels, you'll see you unlock levels across. It does not only matter that you're focusing just on the job, but you will unlock levels across. Now again, 2018, I'm earning 23 lakhs per annum as an analyst. I got this opportunity because my team moved to Luxembourg, and Luxembourg again is a tiny country. I did not like Luxembourg. I did not want to move to Luxembourg. I tried really hard to switch companies. I almost got through another company, but this is how it is. That was the only choice that I had, was to stay in Czech Republic, stay disconnected from my team, earn mediocre income, or move to Luxembourg and almost double your income. Now, that's crazy. This is something I want to highlight later on in this conversation as well. You have to be very, very clear on what your goals are. There's always leverage. Leverage just means that small things that you can do which will have a very, very big effect. So just moving to Luxembourg, which Amazon paid for the whole move, it was super comfortable. I was making 50 lakhs per annum in Luxembourg as a business intelligence engineer, and this was awesome. Moving to Lux, this is something that the skill that I want to highlight here is I was very focused on generating wealth. I understood this can be made fast. I don't have to wait for it. And again, I come from a background where we had no money. So to me, this was a complete no-brainer. It was again discomfort. I just found my partner in Prague and I'm now moving to Luxembourg. This was a big deal, but I had to make the decision and my partner followed. And that's where the right investment matters, and you have to find people and environment that support you. They push you to do things which are harder, which you would not do by default, but you go after those. So making 50 lakhs per annum, that already feels so good. 2019 in Luxembourg, the taxes are really low. I think I was paying around 10% tax. In Luxembourg, this was just beautiful. Now, I got my promotion. This was my first promotion. If you see the whole journey that I made from 2016 to 2020, you might say this is awesome. But in Amazon standards, this was pretty darn average because I was a junior, complete like the first entry-level role, and had never been promoted. All these transitions I made were on paper bumps in salary, but they were the same level. So this is something that you would see across my career is I was very open to lateral switching. Lateral switching just means that you're upskilling yourself. You're not getting promoted, which is a vertical jump, but you're doing horizontal moves. I believe in that because, as I said, in the starting, I was very confused. I was not very sure on what I want to do. Ending up in US or Europe was already like not even a dream for me. This is 2020. I'm in Luxembourg. I'm making 63 lakhs per annum. And that's pretty damn awesome. So I got promoted because of the work that I've done, and again, it took me 4 years to get promoted. Most people will not be okay with that. I was fine. I know I didn't put in the effort because I was switching teams and switching laterally. So every time you switch, you kind of offset whatever growth you had. You start from zero, and that was perfectly fine with me. Now comes 2021. I made 72 lakhs per annum there in Luxembourg. And what was my title? I was a data scientist. I understood that the work that is really interesting is happening under the data science umbrella rather than the business intelligence or analyst umbrella. And this is way back before AI, but already machine learning was the big deal. Everybody wanted to understand what machine learning is. Everybody wanted to use machine learning in their day-to-day life or solve science problems. This definitely seemed like sexy, and this definitely seemed like the way to go for future, and it seemed obvious to me at that point. Again, I was spending hours and hours after work. I don't want to undermine the effort that I put in, but I just genuinely also enjoyed it. I was enjoying this effort, especially I was away from my partner, so I had a lot more time. So instead of, getting into the things that I should not be doing, I just narrowed down to things that matter. And again, wealth was in my sight. I just wanted to focus on money. And that's the time I figured out that what is personal finance? What is financial freedom? Is it really possible that you can leave your job at 30 something and don't have to work for money? That just sounded crazy to me. My parents were government employees. They waited till 60 to get the pension. I'm not gonna get any pension. I work for a private company. So this just really blew my mind. So if I follow the right people and if I have the right values, this would work. And so far it has. So yeah, 72 lakhs. Not bad for a Delhi boy earning 2,000 rupees pocket money from their parents back in college. This has only been 5-6 years I've been working, and this really felt awesome. And I understood that yes, you can think outside the box. You can think outside the box by understanding the skill of thinking outside the box. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do you make the switch? For example, this switch. I was not in my current role that I was in supply chain as a business intelligence engineer in 2020 and 2019. They did not have any projects for machine learning. So I could not use it on my work. But all the learnings that I had been doing on my side after work, I could apply it to some of the projects personally that I had done. I partnered with a non-profit, FEA India, and for those who don't know that, I really vouch for that non-profit. I've been partnering with them for the last 10 years, and I built a machine learning model for them. Now, this is completely outside of Amazon, but I used this in my interview, and they, in the interview, could see that I have potential. So they hired me as a data scientist. They understood that this guy has done it, just not at Amazon, and that's okay. So I was able to explain that my current job or my current team does not need machine learning skills. And that's why I could not implement it. So that's something I would say is, don't limit your scope to, oh, my manager will give me this job. Oh, my manager doesn't give me this role. My team doesn't have scope for this. Make scope. Try your level best to get the scope within your team, because you're being paid for it and you get to spend time on, doing awesome stuff and learning, and then you're getting paid. That's perfect. But if that is not possible, you should not be limiting your growth. Do projects on the side, man. Like, why? Why not? I'm always doing side projects. I just don't understand why people have this hesitation of, it doesn't pay me. So what? Like, you have to think of the longer term. So always pick up side projects if you're not able to make it your main project and get money for it. And the smartest people, the smartest people I've seen, they always find a way to connect their learnings to their main job. But if you cannot, and you have to start somewhere, it's okay. So coming back to 2022. Now, since I became a data scientist, I realized the big money is in the US. 2022, I moved to US, Seattle, mothership, headquarters of Amazon. And there I'm making 1.5 CR as a data scientist, as an intermediate data scientist. And that's just insane. Now that's another 2x jump. So my previous 2x jump was moving from Prague to Luxembourg. And there was another 2x jump that I made from Luxembourg to US. And this was very calculated. I knew kind of roughly the ranges. It's very transparent to see salaries. This was crazy. And this is where I wanted to highlight the skill that leverages are always there. You just need to look around. So imagine this. When I moved in 2021 to a data scientist, my team was in US. I was the only one sitting in Luxembourg. And again, me and my wife chose to seek discomfort, chose to seek adventure. We moved to US, and this was such an easy switch because my team did not change, my manager did not change, only my location changed. My projects remained the same, and I was making 2x. Now, why wouldn't someone take this? Because they would not be aware. So sometimes leverage is just understanding information and processing it in a way that is beneficial to you. So just always keep an eye out. You might have to think outside the box, but leverages would always be there. And again, moving to US was amazing because here the taxes in Seattle were also very low, and I care about what I make in my hand rather than what's my gross package or what's my, what's the company cost. I don't care about those things. I just care about what's hitting my bank account every month. And this was awesome. Making 1.5 CR as a data scientist, just the term CR, crores, making in your 20s in the US, and the work life is great. Amazon's a great company. I mean, I owe everything that I've done to Amazon, right? It was amazing. I got to work on smarter projects, and just the density of smart people and just the fact that they speak English makes a big difference. To me, at least, it made a big difference. So 2023, I'm making 2.4 CR as a data scientist level 5 in the US. A lot of it is stocks, right? That's where the stocks vesting happen over next few years. So I moved to 2022. In 2022, I moved to US, but the real stocks that hit my account were in 2023 because the stocks prices raised, and this was insane. Now I was earning multiple CRs every year just by doing normal work. I did not have to grind hours. It's great life. You're getting to work on skills that you really want to work on. It's AI, and you're working with really smart people. This is a dream. And now Amazon in India was already a dream, but this was a dream that I did not even know existed, and I was able to reach it. And with this, I just want to say that moving to US doesn't have to be, oh, I have to take such a big risk. Your job as a solo entrepreneur, because everybody's an entrepreneur, everybody's trying to figure out their job and try to make money and, cut down their expenses and stuff like that. But moving to US doesn't have to be a big expense. You don't have to take a big loan to come to the US and start in negative. I was scared personally to do that. I did not go for MBA in India. I was not so serious that I would pick up one topic and I would spend years and years doing PhD or masters in it. So for me, that didn't make sense. And also money aspect was huge. I could not have asked my parents or just taken a loan for 1 CR when my whole net worth is what, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. That just sounded absolute balls to me. Secondly, coming to US, me and my wife, we knew that US can be tricky with the whole immigration and the visa, and it's okay. We were ready to pack up anytime they ask us to, and that's still the state. So we don't own a house. We understood that no matter how much money you have, your stay here is temporary and it can change overnight, and that's okay. That's the risk. But as a family, this is totally worth it. I have a baby now and it's all beautiful. It all worked out, but we also know that it might not be as rosy and bright in future, and that's totally fine. So that's what I'm saying is you're taking calculated risk, and as an entrepreneur, you're understanding leverage, you're cutting down your expenses, you're preparing for future, but at the same time, you're enjoying what you're doing every day. And something I definitely want to highlight, the skills part, is you have to create an environment and your own mental mindset that enables you to achieve all this. Your environment just means that people around you, what is happening around you. If you're living in a chaotic family, if you're having constant issues at home, which a lot of people have, unfortunately, you can't focus on these things. If you've grown up in a family where money was always hand to mouth and you were always worried about money, then it's hard to have that mindset of like, let's look at 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead. I understand that, but this is on you. You can unlock it. It's just a matter of skill and time and effort, and everyone is sharing their stories on the internet and you can just find that out. And the mental model just means that you're ready for discomfort. You're ready to understand that whatever you're doing requires a step change. And for that, there will be a step change in discomfort. You're gonna have nights where you feel like, what the hell are you doing? And that's okay. And this is part of it. Now coming to 2024, I made 2.7 CR as a senior data scientist. I got promoted at Amazon. I understood that this is the game I want to play. I want to switch countries. I want to be more adventurous, build side hustles, build hobbies, really go deep in them, have a nice family life balance, and also deliver good work. So all of these things were important and I took a hit, but look where I am. I just hope that people got from this video, first of all, the breakdown of salary so they can help make the decision, but also what the mental makeup is behind those decisions. What it does it take to switch from non-tech to tech, to constantly upskill yourself, to not be worried about AI. Understand that if you're able to switch skills and take on so much discomfort, you're set up for success. If it's AI or whatever it is, you'll overcome this because you're always looking like a solo entrepreneur. You're always thinking about what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and doubling down on your strengths. If you think this video was helpful, please do share and subscribe to this channel because we talk a lot about money, careers, impact, and your own health. We have a lot of guests on this channel and I can't wait to show you more.